Good morning, it's Cam Brar for Cam's Mortgage Minute on May 31st, Thursday. Today I want to talk to you about when governments go awry and government agencies are a bunch of knuckleheads. At the end of the day, there's no doubt we need government in our lives, but those of you who know me know that I don't like overt government in my life. I think people are capable of running their lives to some degree, and given the opportunity and with some education, can do it rather well and usually better than the government can. What I'm talking about today is OSFI, the Office of Superintendent Financial Institutions. We've talked about this group before and how they are proposing to make some dire changes and some dramatic changes in the mortgage industry. Some recent stats just came out. Mustel Group, on behalf of the Society of Notary Publics, did a poll very recently, and they found that out of the people who refinance their properties, 49% of them use the money for renovations. 23% used it to buy other real estate, 23% for investments, and 10% to purchase a new car, and only 8% to consolidate or pay off debts. Wait a minute, I thought we were in this huge debt crisis where everybody's borrowing money just to pay off debt. Not the case, not from this recent survey. There was also a CMHC report that came out last week which also indicated that Canadians are doing a better job than the folks at OSFI and other government agencies would have us believe. Mortgage borrowers are making significant efforts to accelerate repayments, such as voluntarily increasing their regular payment 23% and making lump sum payments 19%, and some borrowers 10% doing both. This was the recent from ACAMP, that's a Canadian Association of Credit Mortgage Professionals, spring consumer report that was released. It was a survey conducted by Meritz Research. And basically they also found that approximately 50% of borrowers are putting an additional $100 at least a month towards their overall mortgage balance. What this is telling me is that Canadians understand there's a debt issue. They understand they need to pay off their debt sooner rather than later. They understand that they don't want to be carrying a lot of mortgage debt. But has this made any impact to the wonderful folks at OSFI? No. Their reaction is, hey, it's full steam ahead, we're going to do what we want to do. Come on, take a good look at things and get your head out of your ass is really what we should be saying to them. At the end of the day, nobody disagrees that mortgage regulation should work, that nobody wants to see the mortgage market collapse. But if there is stuff coming at you that's telling you things aren't broke, don't fix it. All you're going to do is mess things up even more, especially this ridiculous notion of making people refinance, requalify all over again when their mortgage is up for renewal. If people have paid their mortgages well, they paid them on time, but for some unforeseen circumstance, when the renewal is up, they're out of a job or something else happens, are we honestly going to throw them out on the street and say we're going to foreclose on your house? That's ridiculous. The bottom line is that you as Canadians, the people that watch this video, or anybody out there as a consumer, needs to let these people know that this is not the right path. There is obviously regulations are important. We want to keep a tight rein on things, but over-regulations doesn't help anyone. And it proves recently with some of these very recent surveys that Canadians are paying heed to the financial crisis out there. They are paying attention to what's going on. I'm going to let that call go because this is more important right now. And this is what it's all about. I mean, people are taking notice. So, what do? Get a hold of your MLA, get a hold of your MP. Let the folks in Ottawa know that this is not the right way, and that, you know, just to try to get somebody to get some common sense. I know it's hard for politicians, I know it's hard for bureaucrats, but for the rest of us who are the lunch bucket crowd, it's not so hard. Anyway, it's been Cam for Cam's Mortgage Minute. Enjoy the last day of May.